Well, guys, another week, another pot.
Nope.
Don't do that intro.
That's some 2026 energy right there.
Yeah. It's
Gotta come in.
Where's your TWAB intro?
That's my TWAB intro. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. It's good to see everybody. You know,
Good to see ya.
we've got those that have played Deadlock and those that haven't present in today's podcast. Of course, live above me, Luke to my right, and Les with the big giant podcast over his head. It's good to see all of you, and I know we have a lot of things to discuss. And I've been absorbing the agenda list in my free time. So, Luke, take it away and let the stream know what it is we're going to be jumping into today.
All right, folks. Well, we've got a lot of big topics on the menu. First up, Destiny, the delay, the D3 rumors. Got to talk about those. We got Marathon. Overwatch had a huge spotlight that they put out just a couple days ago. And then, of course, other news. Epstein was banned from Xbox Live. That's kind of nuts. And Highguard. And if we get to it, we should talk about some Iron Lung because this movie's actually pretty good.
Oh man.
Let's kick things off with Epstein. So supposedly he's still alive.
I know. Did you see that? His Fortnite account's still
His
active.
Fortnite account is still active and still going.
Dang.
Well, the only time over the last 10 years his Fortnite account wasn't active, however many years it's been, I don't even know, was when he got arrested. The only month he did not play Fortnite on that account was when he got arrested or when he was in jail.
Guys, Epstein may actually be alive.
I did see that conspiracy.
He could be out there right now. Because, by the way, he did get banned from Xbox. And I don't know if y'all saw the different messages, but the dude was a demon online. You know what I mean? The things he was saying, I mean, oh my Lord. And you would think stuff like that would come from a kid, just some little shitter out there. But for this to be coming from a grown man, there's something off there. I mean, obviously there's something off there, but and just on a multitude of levels. Lo and behold, if you're a piece of shit in one aspect of your life, there's a good chance you're a piece of shit elsewhere. You see what I mean? So we'll see if they can track him down via the Fortnite accounts. And it's a crazy thing. But let's get into Destiny 2. The delay that has essentially not been officially announced, but Paul Tassi seems to be pretty dead set that it's getting delayed until May. What do y'all's internal sources say?
My internal sources say that Luke Smith is back.
Asking me what my
Destiny
internal
2.
sources say?
What?
Wait, you believe that Luke Smith's back?
I heard Cross is never wrong. Luke Smith is back. I feel it in my lungs.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. No Luke Smith.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
That was
to go first for that one.
That was definitely taken out of context. And for those that don't know what's going on there, essentially, I had said that a developer from Marathon, who was a Destiny vet, had made a return to Destiny. And he was a pivotal lead in Vault of Glass. Somehow that got spun into Luke Smith returning. I wonder if Luke Smith even checks anything online. If he's probably dude, what's going on? Who the fuck?
Just sees his face plastered
who's
on
dragging me into more shit? You know what I mean?
Learns that he's back.
Yeah. But Luke Smith never worked on Marathon. So that should be, process of elimination. Somehow everybody just reached for Luke Smith. But look, I think the reality is most people think the only people that exist at Bungie are Joe Overload, the over delivery guy / train guy. I guess you throw Tyson Green in there, noise effect guy. You know what I mean? And
Dave Samuel.
Yeah. And I guess Chris Proctor. But obviously Chris is not there anymore. But there's more people outside of what you see
In those 10 people that you see plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
A lot more people.
Yeah. So, but regardless of whether or not there is any type of focus internally happening at Destiny, what we see is Marathon is nothing but the focus. Right now we are not seeing a lot of love toward Destiny. It ain't looking good, guys. It ain't looking good, because if we do in fact have this next mid-season expansion delayed till May, I don't think they're going to be able to drop Shattered Cycle in July with that delay, unless they were just going to jam pack May and June full of, which is not exactly when you think Ash and Iron, it's not exactly a lot of content, but they could. But it does look like a cascading effect where we're looking at multiple delays. And the other side of things is, should they delay it? Should we get another year of what we just got?
Absolutely delay.
I think they delay. I think delaying is the right
Mhm.
decision. I don't know if repeating the same exact structure we just got the last year is the right decision. I guess we didn't even get the full year
Year
picture
experience.
because this is a delay in the middle of this new structure. So we don't even know what would the game be like if we had Shadow and Order coming out in a month still, assuming it's delayed. I think delaying is the right choice. And my biggest reasoning for that is just that Ash and Iron was received terribly. Bugs, lack of content, and if you remember in the Vidoc or that live stream that they had before Ash and Iron dropped, they announced that the exotic mission wasn't coming out on Ash and Iron launch day anymore because, well, it wasn't finished. They couldn't even finish that on time, and they delayed it weeks. And then when it came out weeks later, it was like not good. It was also received terribly. It wasn't a good exotic mission at all. It was barely a mission. And so if that's what we got for Ash and Iron, they couldn't even meet their deadlines, like for the content that was coming out there. Do we really want Shadow and Order coming out 2 days before the only game that Bungie's launched in the last decade and have like negative PR associated with, if it comes out and it's like Ash and Iron, there's bugs and the community just hates it. I think that does worse for Marathon if Bungie is that hated in the press 2 days before Marathon launch.
Completely understand them. I mean, moving it from March, but from March to May is a bigger story than if it was like March to even like end of March or even first week of April. Then I can understand, I can be like, all right, they're just trying to avoid the blast zone of Marathon. But to move it to May, that's just telling me this is a much bigger issue going on here.
Sounds very similar to Ash and Iron, where it's like the exotic mission didn't come out for like a month after, however long it was after. It's like, yeah, whatever the big thing is that they're cooking obviously needs time in order to be launched alongside the actual update itself.
I think it was supposed to be, not that they confirmed it, but we all assumed it was a Pantheon style event, which arguably is bigger and more impactful to the community than an exotic mission. I just wouldn't be surprised if it just wasn't done. They can't even, like, I haven't been in the weeds. I've been working this week a lot, but wasn't there supposed to be server maintenance, and then that didn't even work on the day that it was intended, so it got moved back to today. I just don't know how much maintenance they're needing to put into the game and like how much that's delaying creation of new content.
Do we think they're delaying the major update so that they can combine the two expansions and make it one? And let's say they delay it till May, and then we get, let's say, July expansion and in December when that's supposed to come, they combine it, we get it like in October, and then they just go back to that formula of one major expansion. Because did the two expansions work? Do we think they worked? I think Renegades was really good. I'm gonna just point that out. But did everyone else feel that way, or would everyone prefer one major expansion again instead of just two mid-sized expansions? And that way they can wrap up that story with the Alchemist and the Shatter Cycle. That finishes the saga.
Shadow and Order is not an expansion, though. I think people think it's an expansion.
No, I'm saying, it's just an update. But I'm saying they're delaying Shadow and Order, and then the two next major expansions combine them together and make one major expansion again.
I don't think
going that route.
I don't think it's at least right now. I don't think it's a question of, hey, how are we going to necessarily strike? I don't think they know yet. I don't think Bungie
the reason I think they're waiting till Marathon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunately, they're waiting to Marathon. They're trying to see if Marathon could sustain themselves in terms of money.
I think,
can they sustain themselves?
Even if Bungie did have an idea of where they wanted to go, which I would like to believe that if Bungie had no idea where they wanted to go in the next year, DMG probably wouldn't have said that there was a roadmap coming a long time ago. I think it's probably more of like a corporate red tape. Sony doesn't align with Bungie's opinion and needs to see some sort of other metric, maybe from Marathon, maybe not, who knows. But before they're like, okay, green light, you can do this with Destiny. Because it just seems so off that Destiny had given the idea to its player base that, oh yeah, of course we've got direction. We've got the rest of the saga planned out. We know what the next year is going to look like. And then all of a sudden they're like radio silent. I don't think that that's necessarily, it's not DMG's decision. It would be a much larger decision than him.
I can see DMG like chained to his desk, unable to write this roadmap. He's like, let me please.
Let me say something. Yeah.
But yeah, that's really the only major reason to go radio silent on it.
Are you guys worried about Destiny as a whole?
I think it'd be hard not to be for the same reason I just said. But Deadlock's not Destiny. Games are allowed to be good. That doesn't change where Destiny is. Yeah, I think it goes back to the corporate red tape. Like if whatever it is, whether it's Bungie execs or Sony, saying you can't say this about this roadmap until this happens. Whatever it is that's happening internally at Bungie, I think that there's a clear disconnect between what the community manager / like some teams at Bungie would like to say and then what they're allowed to say. And I think that sends a message to players that it looks like they have no idea what they want to do next or what's going on, when maybe they do. They're just not necessarily allowed to commit to that yet.
I think what Renegades really showed is like, even at this point in Destiny's life cycle, if it's objectively a good expansion, doesn't necessarily equate to success. And that's a dangerous position to be in. And so I think all roads just lead to the what's next, you know, whether it's Destiny Forever or a sequel. You know, I mean, I think this is pretty obvious, but this is definitely something like Bungie should have been working on before now, if they're even working on it now.
Yeah.
But a lot of things happen. Marathon was also supposed to be out last year, at least last year, 2024, actually. And I think even before that, we were supposed to get a beta, but just so much happened with Marathon. So again, it's a cascading of events there. But hopefully, you know, Sony and Bungie realizes the value of Destiny. I would assume they do, but hopefully realize the value of it and realize, like, D3, if a D3 actually was announced, you know, like that game would be such a big deal. Like so many people there's so many people that would probably pick it up just to jump back in. And obviously it has to be done right, you know, and that's a hard thing to do in itself, right? But I just know so many people would be on board with it. And yeah, if they do have to go dark for a number of years, that's why we get a Destiny Classic, man. You know, if we got a Destiny Classic that we could just crank out to. And look, everybody's like, Bungie can't afford to work on Destiny Classic and D3 at the same time. I completely get that. What happened with Bethesda? Who made Oblivion Remaster?
Ooh, I forget the name of the studio, but
You're saying they should give Destiny Classic to another studio?
I mean, like, I don't know how much the split is on that one, but let them make the Classic. Let them oversee it. Fuck, if you could somehow go find Vicarious Visions, obviously you can't, but at this point, but you know, let them just handle it. Yup, outsource it. That's what I would do. Guys. I mean, again, who knows? I think we're in a wait and see moment right now with Marathon. And so we could talk about Destiny and the delays all day long, but really at this point, we just don't have anything official from Bungie. All I can say to this Destiny folks is that it seems like Marathon is about to be the only thing on your menu outside of, I guess, other games. But in terms of Bungie, about the only thing on the menu come March. And
potentially until May.
Yeah. And so I guess the real question is how are we all feeling about Marathon? You've seen all the different trailers dropping. You're already starting to see the controversy online. You know what I mean? Or you see like Arc Raiders, people, you know, versus Marathon. People call it Marathon Concord 2, or I guess 3. I don't know. I don't even know. How many Concords are we at this point? I don't think it's going to be Concord. Hell, even Highguard wasn't Concord. Despite its player drop off.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that you're still seeing a lot of that sentiment online, because I saw that sentiment around Marathon that was incredibly negative. I saw it pre their new marketing push, like pre all the cinematics that have come out, pre-launch trailer. It was really bad. And then, I mean, even their subreddit has switched to like, it's not really any. Yeah, you've got like the Concord 2.0 tweets from like Arc Raiders accounts, but I don't even think a lot of people are comparing the two games anymore. I've seen a lot of Arc Raiders is for looting and being friendly and a different vibe with different matchmaking types, and then Marathon is cult of death. Like they're marketing themselves in such a different way. Marathon is literally tweeting every other day, like, this is how you can die in our game. Like it's Arc Raiders would never market themselves that way. It's just not that game. So I don't even.
That's smart to do though.
Is it smart to do? I think it's honest.
Yeah,
it's not the same game.
Whoever's marketing Marathon right now is low key like a genius. Like, I think that somehow they've managed to tap into the fatigue that a certain portion of the extraction shooter player base feels about Arc Raiders, which is the teaming, the only PvE, the we're not going to kill anyone, why are you shooting me, like don't shoot crowd. They have tapped into that audience, and I've seen plenty of people be ecstatic and hating on Arc Raiders and talking about how much fun they're going to have in Marathon.
Yeah.
And which you wouldn't have seen this months ago. You wouldn't have seen this type of conversation a couple months
and
ago.
I just want to say, I'm sure Luke would agree. Like, we're both very deep into the extraction world and Arc Raiders still.
I love Arc Raiders. I'm saying,
I've had so many hundreds of hours in that game. Yeah. But what Marathon's marketing is doing is pinpointing a very specific. They took every single wrong move that Embark made with its PvP base, and they were like, we're going to capitalize on this because we know what these people want. And I don't know that I was expecting that out of Bungie. The marketing shift, everything that they're pushing about their game is exactly what the Arc Raiders PvP base has been wanting, to the point where the biggest names in Arc Raiders in terms of content creation, Peanut being a huge example of that, can't stop talking about Marathon right now. Every single night he's on his stream being like, oh, guys, like he plays with a different friend every night and he's like, are you going to play Marathon with me? Are you excited for Marathon? Are we going to play Marathon together? Because I think that there's this fatigue with the PvP base of Arc Raiders. It's like Embark, yes, it was a game that had PvP in it, but now they're saying like you have consequences for participating in PvP, and you'll be in these like really, really sweaty lobbies. You won't ever match any sort of like semi-friendly person, and you're more likely to match cheaters because cheaters are aggressive, and aggression-based matchmaking means that casual, like a friendly person will never match a cheater. So it's protecting that majority casual player base. And there's all these little moves that they've made over the months that have really upset the like very core, like the leaning into the history of extraction shooters, like that original extraction shooter vibe. They don't really mesh with the decisions that Embark has made about the game in the past few months.
And it's not like Marathon doesn't have PvE. Like there's PvE elements, and that's been a part of the marketing, but it does seem that they are very, very focused on the PvP. When you're looking at stuff like the Death Cult, when you're looking at things like the clips they're posting out of player versus player interactions from their closed playtest stuff, that's like a huge focus on this PvP portion of this game that they're really trying to nail in on. And I think it looks good. I honestly, I'm still, Arc Raiders is still my number one, but I'm going from a place of I don't really care about Marathon to I genuinely want to try this game out and play it and see how it goes, because I think it actually
Luke was like, I'm not trying that shit like 6 months ago.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm genuinely coming over from the other side of like, okay, you've got me convinced enough to spend $40 and like actually play it.
Yeah.
Just alone from what the vibe is a lot better now on even just like it has like a way more darker tone than it did before. And I think that's kind of nice. Like, I like it.
And you're talking about player base. Like, I know the Destiny player base. I know, like, if Les opens his Twitter, he's a lot more likely to see Destiny players who are like, I hope Marathon fails, and I hope that this is going to be so awful. But I think genuinely the sentiment outside of the Destiny community, outside of the community that is very upset, rightfully so, that Bungie's delaying Destiny updates, and it feels like the Destiny team went over to Marathon, even if that's not true. Those people are going to be really upset about Marathon. And I understand some of that sentiment, but yeah, outside of these Arc Raiders creators have more players than Destiny 2 has across all platforms. Like they have more viewers than Destiny 2 has players. So I think the general sentiment about Marathon is
what?
It's gotten better.
What about
Destiny? Destiny has 200,000 to 300,000 people playing a day, or did a couple months ago, right? Like on any given night, these Arc Raiders creators that are talking about how excited they are for Marathon, like they don't have anything to do with the Destiny community. They don't care about the state of Destiny 2. They don't play Destiny 2. There are 200,000 to 300,000 people watching them talk about Marathon lately. In a favorable light.
Yeah, but not everybody. But not
everyone's
going to
try Marathon because of that. I'm just saying that
No,
they have.
Yeah, that's a big thing though. They're going the hardcore PvP route.
Yeah.
There's much more PvE players than PvP players in gaming, period.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So Bungie has to account for that. They have to be like, we have to make sure it's perfectly balanced in terms of PvP wise. To me personally, I do think it looks like a really good game. I do not like the Invis. I think the Invis, I watched one of the clips that they showed with the Invis, I couldn't see with the player Invis at all. Like he ran across the screen, I couldn't see him. That to me is a problem. I know there's counters to it and all that stuff, but if you're trying to go the competitive, or not competitive, but like the more hardcore, you shouldn't be doing Invis. Like Invis shouldn't be in the thing. Healing, the grapple hook, by all means, but anything like Invis, I don't see why. And everyone plays Invis. Like from when I played the non-NDA'd one, everyone was on Void. There's like two Voids on each team because the Invis was just so oppressive. So I don't know. Like I know all these streamers are excited for Marathon, but their viewers aren't. Like they like Arc Raiders because it's more of a PvE type of game now. So Will that transfer over to Marathon? We'll see. I'm hearing Marathon's PvE is pretty difficult. I'm hoping the lore is there. I hope the maps are, have a lot of depth to them, and there's a lot of secrets and stuff you can find, because that's what the PvE player base is going to want to see in Marathon. They're going to want to see how deep is the map, how deep is the story, how deep are the environments that are there.
I don't think that's the extraction player. Les, I don't think you're an extraction shooter lover. I don't know if that's what extraction shooter players are looking for. I think it'd be great. I would love
saying
that.
If Bungie wants to captivate PvP and PvE players, they have to nail on both ends. They have to nail the environment, maps, AI's got to be good, the secrets and all that stuff have to be good, and then you have the PvP side of things where it's, players like it because there's a lot of engaging in terms of players between each other. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you for sure. I think that kind of player will go toward arc raiders. That's why, I'm not talking about, I don't think Marathon's player count's gonna, I think arc raiders will always be a bigger game than Marathon. I just want to say that. I'm not saying right now that Marathon will get anywhere near the player base of arc raiders. I think arc raiders has been a phenomenon in the extraction genre and incredibly successful game. Again, I still play it. I love that game, but I just think Marathon is being this is our identity. We're a PvP extraction shooter, not a PvE one, and that's our game. So
well, I think the best thing they could do from now until release is possibly do an open beta.
Yeah.
I think that would be, because if you want to follow the same roadmap that Arc Raiders, I think Arc Raiders did a really good job their lead up to the launch of their game. And so, and a lot of that had to do with just generating hype from their beta weekends. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would love it if Marathon did something like that. And, then we'll all know. We'll all know what we're getting into. So I've been saying the same thing about it this whole time. I'm cautiously optimistic about Marathon. I will say this, because Deadlock has me by the balls, the only reason why I'm playing Marathon is because my time playing Destiny and, you know what I mean? And obviously coming from Halo and other stuff. So I'm going to play it because all the years that I've played Bungie games and see what this thing's about. Plus the controversy, could be a lot of controversy.
Sure.
But yeah, Marathon's going to have to wow, man, it's going to have to really wow some people, especially Arc Raider community that is already very embedded. This doesn't mean that the two games can't coexist, but the Arc Raider players are crazy about Arc Raiders. I actually relate the Arc Raiders community to the cultness of the Helldiver community. Remember when Helldivers came out? Look, I had a great time playing Helldivers, but everybody was crazy about Helldivers.
It's a great comparison.
A lot of memes. Yeah. Everybody was memeing about it online, and it was kind of culty, which is good. Hell, if I made a game, I want to cult around that shit. That's mean people are crazy about it. And Arc Raiders has definitely got a culty kind of community. I don't know if Marathon is going to necessarily capture that. We'll see. But you guys are right. It is more of a PvP game. They want to be. The fact that the ranked version of it was disclosed this past week, or at least leaked, tells you what they're leaning into. And
I think the rank leak was great. I heard that and I was like, I don't know how much ranked I'll do, but this at least sounds really interesting.
It at least removes the sweaty people from the base, whatever the base map is or whatever the base mode is, right? So you'll at least be able to be all right, sweaty fucks, get the hell out of here. Everyone else, go free kit your ass off and scavenge, So I think that's a smart play. The other side of things is do we have, you've seen ranked in many other games. Whether it's arena shooters or Apex. Does Apex have a ranked mode, less?
They do.
Yeah.
I want to bring up Highguard, but Highguard also has ranked. They just launched it today.
Yeah.
Anyways, have we ever seen a true rank mode in an extraction shooter?
I just don't see it working.
Yes and no. It kind of pulls from pieces of other extraction shooters of the past, some of which aren't even in existence anymore, like the cycle, but they're the elements of the ranked mode in Marathon. For example, of course it's leaked now, but so I'm just speculating, the having to go in with minimum loot value and not being able to go in unless you have a minimum loot value, so that it kind of is in Arc, sometimes you run into you go in with good loot, but you kill everyone and they have free loadouts because you can just spam free loadouts over and over again, even on the sweaty maps like Stella Montes. It tries to solve for that issue of more than it just being ranked.
I think Arc Raiders is a bad comparison, though. I'm being told in chat, Tarkov Arena Breakout also has it, and Dark and Darker.
Arena Breakout There's certain
Wasn't
maps
there-
that have a loot minimum specific.
That's what
with it.
I was getting at. Yeah, it's
There's
pulling
an element
from.
of that for sure.
I'm being told
Yeah.
Dark and Darker has a true ranked system. Okay.
Dark and Darker is another good one.
Well, we'll see, man. I mean, you know, if that adds to replayability, I mean, that's the goal of all these things, is to add as much replayability in and to make it exciting for people watching. I guess people tuning in, if they were to watch a viewer, instead of them just watching them go do free kit runs over and over again, or meme or whatever. Maybe they want to watch somebody, you know, sweat their balls off and, you know, are high stake risking a lot of things.
Like Luke said, I think you're still going to be able to have fun. Extraction
that.
players and extraction
Hell
viewers
no,
are also...
in ranked? You think you're gonna have
No,
fun?
not ranked. No. No, I'm talking about a marathon general, because we're talking about like.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, I
No,
guess.
I was just saying, no. I was trying to say, despite it being a PvP centric game, I think you're still going to be able to, like, you know, you can always use a rook if you want to go in with abilities and a kit, but not have risk.
Paint it up however way you want. Listen, my fun comes at the expense of someone else. You understand? That's how extraction.
You're not an
shooters-
extraction shooter
how this-
player either.
Whoa, you
But
play.
I agree.
Don't be this dialogue between Les and I calling us
agree with you.
non-extraction players. Get the hell out of here. What the hell are you talking about?
Les literally didn't even know that Arc added aggression-based matchmaking and was trying to argue with me about a marathon
You
the other
play
week. So no,
one extraction shooter.
no, I don't.
You play. What's your other extraction shooter?
I've played Hunt and Tarkov every time I'm off stream. That's all I'm playing is extraction. I don't even play Arc on stream. I only play Arc off stream.
Okay,
I
you
love extraction shooters, but not in an environment where I'm not.
When was the
locked
first
fuck
time
in.
you played an extraction shooter?
Exoborn last year? That's what got me hooked.
All right. Anyways, all I'm saying is Les and I have played extraction shooters. I don't know if you don't throwing
you
out.
have.
You don't
I
throwing
know you
out. We
have.
don't play
Absolutely.
extraction shooters here.
I know you have played extraction shooters. You just
I
stopped
play-
playing it.
I played the Division.
I'm sorry.
Division?
I'm sorry.
I played
I'm
Division.
sorry. I
Division
found
back in the day.
I love
the
the Dark Zone.
greatest fucking game, Deadlock, is what I've discovered this past week. So
Here's
forgive me
my
that that's
biggest
the best
problem.
game in the world.
Here's the biggest problem, in my
I'm glad it's the
opinion,
best game in the world. I'm so happy for you.
with Marathon Ranked. How long until players start playing like absolute rats, hiding in corners to get the one kill and just get a medal and then extract? That's my biggest problem with the ranked mode. That's why I don't think a ranked mode is smart at all in Marathon, because you're going to have those players and a lot of people are just going to want to get the cosmetics. So they're going to find the rattiest way of getting ranked, even if it's slow. They're going to do the one kill and then extract immediately. Go back in there, rats, and kill one person, extract.
But
That's
hold on,
what they're
Les.
going to do.
How are
I
you-
just don't
how-
see.
How are you going to get the one kill? Like, hold on.
You camp in a building, someone comes in, and then you kill them, and then you just leave.
Is rank going to have a solo mode?
Okay, go in there with a team, and you all just sit in a corner in a room. Someone's gonna go in there and loot, and then you just blast them, kill them, leave.
So you can do that in some extractions a lot easier than you can do it in others, though. Like, it depends on how aggressive the PvE enemies are in the buildings. Do they even let you sit in the corner, or will PvE come find you and kill you if you're sitting in a building?
Or you run 3 void and ranked, and you just go invis in a building, dude. It's just
I
they
don't
gotta have some shit.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's kind of whatever to me.
I also think
Alright.
audio is important too,
Alright.
Les. Like, playing void doesn't silence any of your movement or visual interactions. It's just you. So there are cues, right? Like, could it be a balance issue? Yeah, sure. We're gonna see. We're all gonna find out in 4 weeks. I don't know. It could be incredibly imbalanced. But I think
People will get
there
shit
are
on,
things.
and
yeah,
then people
you're
will
gonna get
do the
shit on.
shitting, and
Yeah.
and the people who do the shitting will gain the ranks, and that's it. So those people are gonna have a great time, and the people who get shit on are not gonna have a great time, and they're gonna be on Twitter, and they're gonna be on Reddit, and they're gonna be like, "This fucking game
Bitchy.
sucks. I hate this shit." You know what I mean? And maybe they go back to our graders after that point, and then the people that did all the shitting are gonna have to find other people to shit on.
Yeah.
And
That's-
now we
that's
have
the nature of
Destiny.
the
Now we
extraction,
have
though.
Destiny PvP, baby. This is Destiny PvP in a nutshell. But in this case, Les and I were talking about the other day. It's gonna be a double whammy. You're gonna not only lose all your shit when you die, but you're gonna lose rank. You know. But fuck it, who cares? Just fucking send that thing. You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Let's see what plays out with it. I hope the builds. I hope the builds. You know, everybody's talking about how great the builds are gonna be. You know, we'll see. We'll see.
It also just depends on how well they're able to get people to really, really like super care about rank. Because do you want the bragging rights of high rank? I think cross someone like you probably will. You're gonna be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I want to get max rank to say I did. I don't know.
I
but
sort of want that, but
It's
Luna,
different. It's different from an extraction shooter and an arena shooter.
They
Give
should
me-
have pinnacle weapons.
yes, Luna's Howl, not forgotten. And at certain ranks, you unlock these really good weapons, and then you could just farm everyone else. Now, here's the thing.
I get you.
I don't think they're going to do that.
No, like Arc Raiders has trials. Arc Raiders has trials, and you grind. And if you die when if you're going to get trials points and you die, you don't get the trials points. If you don't get enough points in a week, you fall back in rank. You're by the end of the season, if you reach a certain rank, every week the challenge is reset, and if you don't reach a certain rank by the end of the season, then you miss out on all the rewards. And so they have that trial system, but there's like varying levels of attachment to it in the Arc Raiders community. Some people are like, I don't care, I'm not grinding trials, I don't care about the rewards. And some people are like, I am grinding trials, even if it like I don't care if I have to shit on everyone I see, I'm getting max rank trials. So I don't know.
What's the common denominator? It's a fun game. And so at the end of the day, if Marathon is a fun game, people are going to play the shit out of it, and we'll play rank and whatever else. The same thing applies to like trials inside of Arc Raiders. So we'll see. I think more than anything, they do an open beta and let everybody get that experience in. And, I want to see the new visuals. But talking about, everybody being super positive, I have come across, could just be my algorithm, I suppose, but I've come across negativity still. And it's normally people tweeting it, retweeting it, saying the game looks like garbage. And I think the game looks substantially better than last year. I actually think the game looks really, really good. But people are kind of like, they're talking about like the colors and everything else. But I think it's fine, man. I think it's going to be a good looking game. I just hope that
it feels good.
I hope it grabs me by the balls. And there's some games that do it. And I hope Marathon, I'm not going to force it, but I really do. I hope it does.
What's your favorite extraction that you've played? Like, has an extraction ever grabbed you by the balls? Or have you not had that experience
I'd say Arc Raiders for sure. Arc Raiders is great. I mean, I liked it so much that, even while we were at Bungie for the capture event, I was sitting there playing on my laptop. On my laptop. That damn thing was taking off like a spaceship, And I enjoyed Arc Raiders a lot. At the same time,
what do you think? This is a genuine question because I'm interested in hearing your perspective. What do you think got you to stop playing Arc?
Destiny. Renegades. Destiny Renegades dropped, and I got back into Renegades, and then
Warframe after that, and
so the list goes on, and then now Deadlock. You know what I mean? So I extraction shooters. I get the appeal. It's look, at one time, RuneScape was the father to all of this. All right. Back in the day, we had something called the Wildy, and that was the original extraction looter landscape where you could stake everything you got at multiple different levels of the wild. You can 1v1 anyone you wanted to 1v1, and you can lose all your shit right then and there. So look, I get it. But I don't know. Deadlock's just fucking good, man. That's all I just keep saying it over and over. But Deadlock, man, I think that's the future of PvP games.
Think so?
We'll see.
It's fun. It's really fun. I hope Marathon succeeds.
I hope it. Look. Nothing would make me happier than me to show up every Tuesday and be like, boys, we're playing Marathon. Marathon reset today. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Because we know Destiny ain't getting nothing. So it'd be great. It'd be great if Marathon is popping. But we'll see.
Well, speaking of fun PvP games, Overwatch update Spotlight. Anyone see it? Watch it?
I haven't watched it yet, but I know they dropped the 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the first thing I saw. I saw Jeff Keighley tweet that out. I was like, holy cow. New game entirely. But so some of the highlight moments from that Spotlight, they're going to be adding 10 new heroes over the course of this year. 5 of those are coming out immediately on the 10th with the drop of season 1. They're going to be having 6 seasons throughout the course of the year. That's going to tell a complete story, and those are going to reset at the beginning of next year. Other overhauls include perks. They're adding more skins. The World Cup, I think, is returning as well. And so a lot of updates as a whole. Les, if you had the chance to watch, I don't know how much Overwatch you played, but what are your thoughts?
I play a lot of Overwatch 1. I got to Master and Ranked. That's the highest I've gotten. And it was a really fun game at first. It became like Marvel Rivals for me. It was just like, okay, I played a lot of it. I had my fun. Then another game took my time. When they went to Overwatch 2, I was kind of like, okay, you're adding the PvE mode. That's going to be cool. But then they scrapped the PvE mode and it was just 5v5. And then they went back to 6v6. So they pretty much just reverted everything they did for Overwatch 2 back to Overwatch. Mm-hmm. It's like now everyone's like, what the hell was the point of Overwatch 2?
Man.
But I actually really enjoyed Overwatch 2 as well when it first came out. I played a lot of it. I grinded the rank when it came out. It's a fun game. It's like Marvel Rivals. It's just different heroes. A lot of the characters are pretty similar in terms of abilities and what they do. The objectives and game modes are all the same or very similar. So I guess it shakes things up, man, because 5 heroes at once, it's going to shake up the meta in that game. I feel like when you add 1 hero, it kind of doesn't shake up a lot of things. It does a little bit, but then with 5 heroes now, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. I think the players that are playing Overwatch are going to be really excited and happy to and looking forward to that. So
yeah,
and then 10 you said in total this year?
10 total this year, yeah. So it's 6 seasons. So this first season there's 5, and then it's going to be 1 each season after that for the rest of the year.
I love it, man. I Overwatch, dude, it defined. What was the year it came out? 2017?
I think it was 2016.
Was it 2016? It was like around Christmas time, wasn't it? So I want to say it was 2016.
It broke Game of the Year. It won Game of the Year, I think.
One Game of the Year. It was absolutely popping off. I mean, dude, Overwatch was all over the place. You know, I love that Marvel Rivals showed up, put the pressure on them, and this is the result of that. You know what I mean? Competition is good, and I think the Overwatch community is going to get, treated nicely with all the changes that they're doing here, and hopefully, all the new heroes they're adding is going to be good. Yeah. Marvel Rivals, I played it when it first came out. We did the Twitch Rival Tournament. That was a lot of fun. I completely get the appeal, especially from like a competitive perspective. Like it actually is enjoyable to watch and see and act because there's just so many different ways like encounters can go. It's chaotic as fuck, but it's a great watch. And so we'll see what shakes out with Overwatch. Now, could Bungie do that?
I think the ship has sailed on that for Bungie.
So you don't think at this point we could drop the 2?
I mean, if we're sticking with Destiny 2, you could drop the 2. But if you're planning on releasing a D3, unless you want to name it like Destiny Forever or something like that, like there's no point in dropping the 2 now. I could see the 3 being dropped for like just Destiny.
Yeah.
But even then would be a little confusing.
Is Overwatch 2 PvP only?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think in like a game where you also don't have it's not just PvP only. In order for us to call Destiny 2 Destiny, they would need to bring back all of the content for PvE that they vaulted. Because then you could call it Destiny. You can't drop the 2 on Destiny when I can't even play Red War, Forsaken, any of the lore from D1. Got to bring that shit back first, and they're not gonna do that. So I think no Destiny wording for them. If it was PvP only, sure. I think that's an easier move to make.
But there is some controversy surrounding. I don't know if you're able to pull up in the doc. I think the article I linked has the tweet. But this is one of my concerns when I saw like the one major critique people had about them releasing 10 heroes this year, which was kind of the highlight thing of the spotlight. It's like we got all these new heroes, which is great on the surface level, but they also talked about how they sped up their production, like they were able to get the amount of time it takes to make these heroes down. And people have pointed out that particular one thing is that the faces of a lot of their heroes look almost exactly the same design wise.
Oh, I saw that. I saw the face.
They were like swapping
the
hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude.
It's Dragon Ball all over again.
Yeah.
It's Dragon Ball all over again. So
I do like that also concerns me a little bit because I didn't even see the face stuff. Just when I hear, we've sped up our hero production, I'm like, I don't like that. Like just off the surface level, like because you're sacrificing something. You have to be. But
I don't really care if some of the faces look similar as long as the abilities are different.
Well, I think people were just saying, I agree with you, Les. I don't really care what the character looks like either, but I think people are like, well, if you're rushing the character design, are you also rushing the character play just to say you got 10 new characters out this year? And then they're kind of like we would prefer 1 or 2 new characters that have a lot of depth than to have 10 that you rushed, I think was the concern.
Yeah,
I can understand. 100%. I understand that part too.
And the abilities do look really good. I mean, you look at stuff like the jetpack cat, like, okay, that's like the fact that you can drag one of your teammates up above a point and then just have them annihilate everyone with their ult is pretty unique and new, but it could be extremely overpowered. We just have to wait and see how it plays.
If I was Overwatch, I would do what Marvel Rivals did. Just copy their heroes. Marvel Rivals did it for Overwatch. I would do all the new heroes that they've dropped, kind of just try to copy them.
How the fuck?
Make it, in that universe.
What do you mean? Like the actual Marvel characters?
Marvel Rivals characters, a lot of them are very similar to the ones that were in Overwatch.
Wait, for real?
Talking about like abilities?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
abilities
Wait,
were
that's
very
so-
similar to the ones in Overwatch.
Like,
So now Overwatch could do the same thing and be like, all right, well, you got some pretty interesting characters. Yoink.
Yeah, I wonder
That's how they
who has
did-
more now.
That's how they can drop 10.
Or
That's
who-
how they can drop 10
If you just
characters.
copy each other's homework, at some point you're going to run out of original content, huh?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can still make original stuff, but if you're really needing it, you could kind of do that.
Oh yeah, Star Lord Tracer. Yeah, no, without a doubt. There's definitely, I mean, almost 1-to-1 in a lot of cases. So I mean, hell,
Yeah.
let's be.
I believe it. I just never played Overwatch.
Isn't the cat or the cat with the jetpack? Is that what you're talking about? The new Overwatch hero?
yeah, that's what it was.
Isn't that just another variation of Jeff?
I think from a cute aspect, maybe, but I think it's a healer, but I don't think it's very similar to Jeff's actual abilities. I haven't seen all of the abilities for the cat. I just know it's like it can drag people up into the air.
More like Rocket. I mean, tone. Okay. All right. Well,
I'm saying that's how they can get to 10 characters. That's what I'm saying. Because making a whole new kit takes some time. Maybe they do have the personnel to make 10 unique characters. But if I'm a betting man, I would probably say they're probably going to take some inspiration.
here's
for
the
some of the
thing.
new characters.
Marvel
from
Rivals it's got too much money. They ain't gonna just lay over and let this shit
Oh, they
happen.
won't. They're going to come out swinging.
They're
The
gonna-
competition
they're gonna come out
aspect of this is
swinging.
great.
Yes, this
It's
is
like-
fantastic. Gamers should be eating really well from this. You know.
Makes them both
Yes.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
I mean, I've seen, a lot of Destiny people have left to go make nothing but Marvel Rivals content. And they do a great job. Cool,
True Vanguard.
cool guy, True Vanguard. I mean, they make a lot of Marvel Rival content, and there's a lot of people that watch.
Vanguard was talking about it this week. I think he was going over. It was like, yeah, I've had so much more success with Marvel Rivals. Like,
Because people are saying that he's not doing good in that, but he's like, dude, I'm getting the same viewership I was in Destiny. It's just Destiny. It's just some Destiny community people
Yeah.
hating on and going to a different game.
I just played Marvel
There
Rivals.
are other
this morning.
games out there.
I've always really
Did you
liked yeah. I've always really liked Marvel Rivals. I'd never played Overwatch, but maybe I would like both.
You would like Deadlock.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get in there. I truly have not even watched Deadlock being played, so I know nothing about it.
You should watch Cross. Cross is a great player.
Fuck you, Les. I am a
Is he
fantastic
making fun
player.
of you right now?
I am a fantastic
I'm
player.
being so
sounded very
serious.
sarcastic.
I'm being serious. No, I'm being serious. Cross is a really good player. Fucking
watch
watch
him and you'll know what not to do.
No,
All
that's
this
not the
shit
case.
talking right now.
He
I
does-
can't
he does
wait.
melee a lot,
I can't
but-
wait for us to all play Deadlock right after this.
I'm gonna get smoked.
I don't know how to play Deadlock. I'm not
No,
playing
but
Deadlock
they're,
after
like,
this.
Really?
Guess what? I ain't gonna
But I'm
tell
being
you a
serious, like-
goddamn thing.
I didn't say anything about you, Les did. How am I getting shit on for this?
I was being serious. Cross is actually a good player.
I believe
I just give
it.
him a lot of shit. I just give him a lot of
believe
shit.
it. I just don't know what I'm doing. I have to watch him.
All right, we done with this, so we can go play Deadlock.
I do want to talk about one
This
thing
fucking
if
guy.
we're in enough before Iron Lung, because I watched it. I thought it was awesome. I watched it twice.
No, I
and
can't
that
get any
was pretty
spoilers.
cool.
I haven't watched it. I have children, Luke. I can't
won't
go
say
to
anything.
movies.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's a kid's. Oh, okay. I see.
Certainly
Yeah, I
not a
wouldn't
kid's
take it
movie.
Yeah.
because he has kids. Yeah. I haven't watched it.
I think it's staying in theaters for this week. Like, I think it was originally planned just for the one weekend, but I think it's being extended. It's going to come to streaming services and DVD at some point. But yeah, it performed fantastically.
Oh, man, he's made like
over
21
7x the budget.
$21 million on it so far.
Yeah, so original budget was around 3 million, and then it's over 20 million in sales and held #1 spot for a couple days over the weekend, which is really impressive coming from an independent YouTube self-funded project.
Yeah.
Is it
My friends went
horror
to see it.
or suspense?
Who don't even watch.
It's eldritch horror, more of like a dread. So I guess there's some suspense there.
I don't like
I know people who
scary
saw it
movies.
and they're like, Liv, we think you would know this guy that made it. Like they don't even know who he
I was gonna
is.
say I don't like scary movies either, so I don't know how much I would want that.
I think the lore for this property was actually really enticing. I liked the story around it so much, because you watch the movie and if you don't know any of the history, you have no idea what's going on. There's a lot of confusing stuff. But afterwards, I watched the movie that night. I played the game that the movie's based on, and then I watched his playthrough of the game as well, and then followed up with all the, and it was great. Like I went through the whole pipeline, so it was a lot of fun. I'd recommend.
Would you say it made the games a lot better, or did it enrich your experience?
I think the game is kind of mediocre if you're just like, it's a very surface level. It's a very simple game. It is extraordinarily like simple of like you do a couple things and then like you could beat the game in 45 minutes. Like it's very quick.
Okay.
But knowing the like watching the movie to then understanding the game a bit more. There's lore in the game, but you wouldn't know it unless you would like there's like a console you put codes into and you can learn about it. But
Is there like this is like a Cyberpunk 2077 and
Eldritch.
what's that? Edge Runners? Is that kind of like the same situation?
I
where
mean,
like a lot of people play the game or
Like
watch the show and they're like, oh my God,
mahogany
the game.
less.
I know they were running a sale
Cross,
for the
I
game
understand that.
after the movie went out, but I don't know. Like it already had exposure from like YouTubers playing it. Like that's where Markiplier first got interested in it. Was he did a playthrough of the game, and after the playthrough, he's like contact the creator. He's like, I want to make a movie out of this, and so it already had exposure there, which is really good for the size of what that took to make. But then, yeah, I think the movie's 100% like probably boosted its sales.
Nice, nice. No, it's good shit. I mean, Markiplier is incredibly talented, and love that he's reached that success on multiple levels there. So I think it's really, really cool. At some point, I may check it out again. I'm not a big fan of horror movies, but
From what I've heard, you would not like it. I don't think I could watch it either. I can't do horror.
I mean, hold on. As long as it's not like the scariest movie you've ever seen. Like, hold on. Like, is it scarier than?
I haven't seen it because my friends were like, "You wouldn't like it, Liv. It's terrifying."
Oh, it's terrifying.
For me, I don't like horror movies at all. Cross, like I really don't.
Is this exorcism level?
No,
Is that?
I wouldn't put it up that high.
They didn't say that, but it takes a lot less than that to scare me. I don't like scary movies.
It is not the scariest movie I've seen. By like, it's lower on the tier of scariness. I liked it. It was good.
All right. Well, good stuff.
Did you want to talk about Highguard?
Oh,
are you going to try ranked?
Highguard launched a rank mode today, everyone. And everyone shit on Highguard for like the past, I don't know, month. But I think it's a pretty good game and I enjoy it. But like everyone else here on this panel, we're all paid shields. And so obviously we can't hold an opinion for any game. I have not played ranked. Have you guys played ranked?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, I think that does.
I actually haven't even played 5v5. I only played the 3v3 mode.
5v5 is interesting. I think everything outside of the base invasion, 5v5 feels good. I think once we get into like the base invasion portion, I think 5v5 is a bit too hectic.
Got it.
But the open world part of the game, I think 5v5 plays fantastic.
I really enjoy the fast-paced nature of it, and like the complaints I hear from people are like, why do I got to do this looting thing? You know what I mean? I just want to shoot people. It's like, we're playing the wrong fucking game. Then they'll play, I'll go play another game. I guess arena shooters just drops you in. But the purpose of it now, there isn't a whole lot of depth. Your rarities are tied per wave. So it's not like you can like lock up and get, I guess a legendary right out the gate. You know what I mean? So it's the loot there is definitely on a track, but I enjoy it. I will say one thing that came out of playing Highguard, when I came out of like playing for like 2-3 days of it, we were playing a bunch of it, went back to Destiny. Oh my God, dude, my aim was so fucking good. It was just so on point, man. I don't know what it was about Highguard, dude. I honestly think I'm gonna play it before Marathon launches, just for like, I guess, aim training in a way, Yeah,
that is true.
That's what I've been doing with like any game I've been playing is like, oh, this is just Marathon prep for me. That's it.
God, dog.
All roads lead to Marathon.
Whoa.
Not all of them.
Like completely sold. I'm still cautiously optimistic. All right. Well, this has been a wonderful podcast. Thank you guys so much for coming out today and listening to us. Again, we'll have everyone's links down below. Y'all can check out their channels, and we're gonna go play some Deadlock right now.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.